Welcome to the first greatest podcast in the world. Oh my goodness, we're at episode number 39. Let's get to the introductions. We've got a much smaller episode than before, which is okay, because, you know, size doesn't matter. We have Moonzy the Bee, Kax the DogRam, Home Dog, DJ Arkwolf, and I'm Khord Kitty. Let's get to the introductions in reverse alphabetical order. Moonzy.
Hello.
Tell us a bit about yourself.
I'm Moonzy. I don't have much on me yet because I just started.
All right. Do you have a job, a home life, a family?
I have a home life. I don't have a job yet. I just turned 21.
Do you have any aborted twins?
No.
Oh, well, we should all have one of those someday. All right, and I am Khord Kitty. I like to do the triple threat thing. I like to dance, sing, and act, and it is very fun. I'm an entertainer, and you will see me next at Megaplex in Florida, Orlando, Florida. It should be pretty fun. Kax the DogRam, the strangest combination.
Yes.
Kax, tell us about yourself.
Pretty much, there's not a whole lot to talk about me. I'm a fursuiter. I've been in the fandom for quite a number of years now. Sort of still new to the podcast game.
All right, we got Home Dog. Home Dog and Dog. Tell us about yourself.
I am Horn Dog Shepherd is one of my personas. Most people know me by Lamper Fox. Been in the fandom going on 5-6 years now, and I own and run my own convention.
Yeah. So what share your convention share of which cons?
Great Lake FurCon.
Great. Yeah, I know it conflicted with FurryCon in New York, so that's why I couldn't attend this year. But I was awfully curious too. I had it on my idea list, and then I was like, oh. But,
that's okay. There was like 5 cons going that same weekend.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cray. But I'm a little confused. You said Horn Dog. I have you written down as Hone Dog. Is it Horn or Hone?
It's supposed to be Horn Dog, but when I typed it in, I forgot to hit the right letter. Horn Dog, so I just left it.
Oh wow, Horn Dog. That is dirty, real dirty. All right, DJ Arkwolf.
Hello. Yeah, I am actually glad to go ahead and be with you guys once again. As you guys know, podcaster myself, work with the Omega Republic, and also just actually finished up my final year as officially being a DJ on the road.
Oh wow. Well, but that's got to be kind of hard because I haven't seen that many dances on the road, you know.
Ha.
Every time I DJ, I try to do it inside a building. Oh yeah.
Well, touring, how about that?
Alright, I'm just kidding. I do not DJ. In fact, I don't really understand what DJing is, because, I mean, as far as I know, every time I turn on the radio DJs itself.
Well, basically, I guess I'm just going to go ahead and show you a few samples here and there that my former B2B DJ partner and I have actually done.
Alright, that's alright. Alright, let's go to the most exciting topic of all of us. Oh, yes, that is post-traumatic con disorder. Just kidding. Screw that. Furry Force Episode 3. That's gonna be so dope. DJ Ark.
Oh, yes. This one's actually a very interesting one for the simple reason it has... Obviously, College Humor has done this one, and it kind of pokes fun of the furry community itself, and it's quite interesting for the simple matter, despite of it being a gag of poking in front of the furry community has actually really embraced it, and it's become so popular that this thing has actually won Ursay Major Awards, and now there's going to be a part 3 of Furry Force.
Wait. No, there was already a part 3. In fact, part 3, it was released yesterday. This episode was recorded.
There was now.
Yeah, it was released yesterday. So, so basically, your own topic, you did not see it. You didn't study for your own topic. That's depressing. Oh well.
Well.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Shooter's joined us here in the room.
What are you going to do?
As a matter of fact, how many hits has that thing have actually gone so far?
Last I checked, it was 200,000, and that's pretty good for having being out for just a day.
Or within a day, yeah. That's
less than a day, really.
Oh yeah, that's going to be hitting at least about 2 million.
Oh yeah, and it's pretty adult. I obviously don't recommend anyone below the age of 18 to touch it because it is I'd say even more adult than the other ones.
Right now, it currently has 241,088 views.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually going to be real interesting of how it's going to be unfolding, simply because the furry community, they've been discussing whether we're going to be going mainstream by 2016 of the year. And if we got something like this, such as college humor...
No, the furry fandom has absolutely embraced college humor. In fact, we gave that skit the Ursa Major Award. So it shows that furries are mature enough to accept something as cute as satire, even poking fun at the fandom, as long as it's done in a respectful manner. And college humor has proven that it can do that, unlike other things like Jimmy Kimmel.
Well, I'm saying by simply because we got a few things that are going to be coming out within the movies by 2016. Some furs have predicted that it'll be making us mainstream, and of course they're going to be having something like college humor.
I kind of doubt that it's going to make anything more mainstream. Because the thing is, they've had anthropomorphic cartoons forever. That's not going to make furries mainstream. The only thing that's going to make furries mainstream is a movie that is either directed at or directed to or directed about furries, and that's probably not going to happen very soon. I mean, we have, obviously, indie flicks coming out, made by furries or by people who know furries, and hoot to hoot. Not a lot of people are going to watch those, especially in comparison to actual, real, big theatrical releases. So, no, I don't think it's going to become mainstream anytime in the near future.
Okay, so you agree. Well, I agree with that as well. We got the same aim, I guess. However, would something like college humor with the furry force be something that would impact individuals' perspective? Because it kind of nails us with that black eye that we've always had.
Well, it plays into the stereotypes, and unfortunately it tries to reinforce them, which is not good. But, I mean, it's satire. Come on, get a sense of humor.
But then again, every fandom has their dark side stereotype, per se.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people like to pick on the one and not the Star Wars one or Star Trek one.
George Lucas is in his room masturbating to a picture of Princess Leia on a Wookiee. It's true.
That's an interesting image right there.
And, it's in every fandom. As of right now, every time you have a gay person on TV, they always have this sort of lisp or this kind of fey thing, this stereotype, which is completely false. It's reinforcing it, and as long as it keeps reinforcing it, there's nothing you could do about it. People are going to be stupid about it, and it's going to just spread ignorance, and you can't do anything about it. This is how it is right now.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and continue on, be first, and embrace the satirical stuff such as the furry force, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, if I'm sure it'll win another Ursa Major Award, because, I mean, that's hilarious, Yeah,
if you can't laugh at your own self, then I'm sorry, you just have a terrible sense of humor.
If you look up furry videos on YouTube, the amount that actually have more than 1 million views, you could count them on your hands. That's just how not so widely known the fandom is, and it's going to be that way. You just got to deal with it.
Yeah. Thing is that eventually the furry fandom will start surfacing more and more on top, simply because 20 years ago, the furry fandom was in its infancy. We only had at least about a few thousand at the most. And now we're probably a couple of million.
I mean, they coined the term furry within like the last 30 years, so it is indeed still a young thing. But
Oh, yeah.
but whatever, I don't think it really matters if it's mainstream or not mainstream. What matters is that you can get to the point where you're comfortable with talking to your friends and family about it. And I don't think we're at that point yet.
Indeed. So basically, we should go ahead and continue on with doing what we love the most, but yet at the same time continue on being separate as your own entity.
Moonzy, why are you a bee? Because bees have stingers, and stingers are scary.
I don't have a stinger. I'm a moon bee. Moon bees come from the moon.
Wow, a moon bee. That's magical.
Yes, I'm 6 feet tall.
That's absolutely fascinating. Anything else we want to say about Furry Force Episode 3? I think it's a fine, silly little piece of entertainment, and hey, reinforced stereotype or not, whatever, get your head out of your politically correct ass and just enjoy yourself. Next topic, we have something to do with survivalist, a horn dog. What's this about survivalist exactly?
Okay, there's been a lot about what happens if the grid goes down, internet crashes, we lose all power, foreign countries attack, what have you. Disaster extraordinaire. What do you do to survive? So
You get guns.
Okay.
A lot of I've been watching and learning. There's Article 21 by United Nations to move into the U.S. to sign a document with whatever president may be in power that will allow them to come in, relocate all people into the cities, and take all your water rights, all your land rights away for the betterment of nature to supply them with food.
Now, I know for sure there is a TV show about this. I've seen it. And what I most recall is there are people who have a huge distrust of the government or just of society in general. They don't trust the police, and they want to be independent and be able to survive for themselves, just in case.
Exactly.
May I say something?
Yeah, what's up?
So, I've been talking about this Jade Helm. That's what they do. It's an internet AI system which they want to implant it all over the internet so they can monitor you, cut out what you want to say. That could be what it is.
Yeah, totally. All right, let's get to my topic. My topic is AnthroCon post-con report. What can I say other than it worked out great. Everything was fun. I got to debut my new suit. I didn't have a lot of success dance-wise, though, with the Fursuit dance competition. While I tried out for veteran, I did not get in. But I haven't been dancing for more than a year, and the people who did get in, they have experience, and you got to have experience if you want to get into such a competitive field. So I'm not completely surprised at all. Also, I tried out for Floor Wars. My team Catnip Slip, we made it. We actually didn't. We didn't make it at all. We got to the first round, and then we got destroyed, but it was still a lot of fun. It was, I'm getting over my general fear of Floor Wars because it's kind of a very weird format. You have two people basically in a fight, and they're dancing through their fighting, and they're fighting to dance. I don't know. It's really obscure.
So it's like that Sia music video.
Yeah, it's just like that Sia music video, except
with the Shia LaBeouf.
Except with less pedophiles. Yeah, so AnthroCon, it was pretty good. Obviously it got a lot of people. All right, yeah. So this latest AnthroCon, we had 6,389 attendees and 1,460 fursuiters. That's a pretty even number. I like it. And one really unique thing about this particular year is they brought the fursuit parade outside of the con. And it was really like a genuine parade. Like, we had at least 5,000 people just outside watching us, cheering us on. There's kids around. There's a whole outside path. It was really spirited. It was really cute. It was really, really inspirational. You felt like a celebrity because you had just like loads of people just cheering at you. It was just really cute. And I feel like it's something that other cons should consider, unless they're FWA. Who knows how many fursuiters are going to get mugged with that. AnthroCon was very nice. I think we have other people in this chat who are also into AnthroCon who have something to say about it.
Yes, I did go to AnthroCon. And
Give us your con report.
Well, this has to be the best AnthroCon I've ever been to yet. I've really only been to 2, but it still trumps the first year by like a lot. What you said about the parade, it was phenomenal. Seeing that many people, non-furries, just come and see us and holding the signs and all the banners and everything, that was just flipping amazing. I would like to add that we did do a charity again this year, and we raised even more money than the previous years. And that, I think that is what makes AnthroCon really special. Not that any other convention is special or that none of them do charity events, but AnthroCon just brings in so much money to these charitable organizations. And I think that really gives us, it makes people think, wow, these furries aren't half bad.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder how many other big cities would be that warm of a reception. Like I can't imagine at MFF they have an outdoor parade, because I mean you have the problems with the snow. We're in an obscure area where like we're not that near downtown Chicago.
You're not downtown Chicago.
You're not going to get a parade.
Well, and another thing is I'm not sure how long MFF has been in Chicago, but AnthroCon has been a staple in Pittsburgh for what, well over 10 years now. So, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not exactly 100% sure, but we've been in Pittsburgh for so long, and in the heart of Pittsburgh, not in an obscure place, so it's been recognized and seen. And
yeah.
The furries are back.
Let's see, Midwest Furfest apparently did happen in the year 2000, so it's been around a long time too, but I don't think you're going to convince a bunch of people to wait outside in the winter to see a bunch of fursuiters. It just won't work. So with Pittsburgh, it was just like, we're downtown enough. It really had just all the stars aligned for that. Right,
and I have to give a big tip of the hat to Uncle Kage. He's one hell of a convention organizer, especially with his the way he makes sure that we aren't negatively construed by the media, or his security details with the media is fantastic, and I think that contributes to our positive view from the city.
Yeah, I know. I went to his media panel, and he encourages being overly cautious around the media, which is completely understandable. The media have an agenda.
I couldn't bear to imagine what would happen if Fox News showed up to AnthroCon.
But I did interact with a part of the media, I guess you might say, not necessarily at AnthroCon, but there is a fashion website called Racked, and I got interviewed for it, and they quoted me at the end of it. Let's see, the name of the article is "The Fursuit of Happiness, High Fashion in the Furry Fandom." What did I say? I said, furries are the most misunderstood subculture in the world. If people would treat furries as hobbyists instead of fetishists in public and the media, then the furry fandom could be rightfully integrated as a respectful member of mainstream culture like Trekkies or otakus. And at the moment, the furry fandom is a feared, misunderstood freak show in the eyes of the public, and I want that to change my lifetime. Hoot hoot! Yay! My first getting into the media sort of thing, whatever.
What's the target audience for that magazine?
Fashion people. Anybody who likes fashion, and that's a pretty big audience, actually. But no, I've had people go up to me going like, "Oh yeah! I saw you in the article, woo!" And I'm like, yay, fun. But yeah, media and furries, they have a very fractured relationship.
But again, tip my hat to Samuel Conway, Dr. Samuel Conway. He does an amazing job at handling in the media and preparing us how to react to the media.
Yeah, brown-nosing, whatever. But yeah, he's a good guy. I believe, let's see, I only interacted with him really shortly during the con. I heard he liked my masquerade skit, so I gave him a little hug, and that was about it. The thing is,
I think I saw him once in the lobby in the elevator line, and I was like, I'm not getting out of line.
During AnthroCon, I had most people not recognize me, because what I would usually do is I'd put my fursuit head on early in the con. It would ruin my hair and make my hair a big puff ball like a Jufro, and no one could recognize me if I have it all gelled back. And for AnthroCon, I had it gelled back. A lot of people couldn't recognize me out of suit. In suit, I debuted a new head. It was a Japanese style
head.
It was not creepy. It was whatever.
It can stare right through your soul.
Well, yeah, it's because it's trying to eat your brain. It was a kimono style head, so that's Japanese, and it was super duper good. But no one recognized me with it on, because they all recognized me with the big smile.
They all know your old suit, exactly.
Yeah. So
that's
it was
the one thing about changing the fursuit is you actually have to reestablish yourself somewhat, unless you're like Telephone. Everybody follows her on whatever.
Yeah. So
baseball, tweet, twat, whatever. If she gets a new suit, people are like, "Oh my God, new Telephone."
So yeah, I had lots of moments where like no one recognized me, and I was kind of I was like,
I didn't recognize you. I was looking for you the whole freaking convention.
Yeah. But it's all good because it all worked out well in the end. I had a good time. I was mostly taking, when it comes to the dance stuff, I was mostly taking video, and I got some good video. Posted it up real early. I'm really impressed how the official AnthroCon site has been posting up higher quality version of the dance competition in Uncle Kage's Story Hour. I believe in the past, in fact, last year, I think they only posted like 480p quality, and this year I think they went up to 720p. So I was impressed. They were really stepping up their A game.
I want to see Uncle Kage in 4K by next year.
That ain't gonna happen. No, because that'd be a really majorly big file. I don't think they. But hey, I know this one guy with the 4K camera named Kiva. I'm sure if you were to give him the right roofies, he would do the favor.
Roofies?
Hey, you wouldn't mind if I just borrowed this, would you?
Yeah, just pull a Cosby. You'll get the video you want. He'll let you use the camera. He doesn't have a choice. So yeah, AnthroCon, positive review. Can't really find anything to bash. I mean, I know a lot of people had issues with the new elevator system. It's where you press a button.
That was a disaster.
I had no problems with it at all. In fact, I thought it was more convenient.
I mean, it was cool grouping people into elevators like that, because I didn't stay in the West End, but I did go up to purchase a fursuit. It was okay. They grouped us into the right elevators, and it took us like up in clusters. But at the same time, it really wasn't very much more efficient than the previous years.
I feel like the system they have where they have the door side, putting everyone in lines, I think that's slowing it down a lot.
And then you have the dick bag that broke the keypad for the elevators at the West End.
Oh, no, I missed that.
Somebody, I don't remember which floor it was, but it was Uncle Kage had mentioned it at one of his appearances on stage. Somebody smashed in one of the keypads, one of the touchscreen keypads, and destroyed it. And apparently they got him on surveillance camera. And Uncle Kage was like, we'll have you talking later.
Drunk people, they are capable of quite a lot more than they might think.
I'm surprised that didn't knock out the whole system, though. That would be just our luck.
But hey, big con, big organization. I think they did well. I really enjoyed the two guests. They had one guest who was one of the originators of the art of the furry mascot, San Diego Chicken. And then the other person, I believe she did a few voices on a few cartoons that I don't watch. She was very talented, had a lot of great advice, and she told me that apparently they record Pokemon, they record the audio to the English dub of Pokemon in New York City. I was like, oh my gosh, I could have been not a Pikachu, but I could have been one of the new typey Pokemons, and I had no idea.
Could have been a villain.
Oh yeah, but they only have so many villains, and who talks? You have Giovanni and Jesse and James, but then again, I haven't watched it for a long time, so I don't know who the new villains are.
You're not missing much.
All right, so yeah, good AnthroCon. Anything else missing?
I don't think so.
All right, so let's talk about what happens after going to AnthroCon. Post-con depression. How sad.
Cue the sad violin music.
Wah, wah, wah.
Post-con depression is the topic that I chose because it's been affecting a lot of my friends recently. And I, too, have felt the effects of this crippling disease of the mind last year at AnthroCon 2014. This year, not that much, actually. I'm actually pretty optimistic after this AnthroCon because I'm excited about many things. I won't really go into detail because I sound like a tool if I do, but yeah, post-con depression. Go home, miss all your friends, miss the experience, and just curl up in a ball and sleep all day. Have you been feeling it, Khord?
No, not at all.
Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs?
Not at all. And that's just because I've been doing this crazy con schedule. I think it's completely nullified any type of post-con depression. Already twice this year I've had 4 cons in a row, and then in 2 weeks I'm going to have 3 cons in a row. And it's just I don't have time for post-con depression. I'm going to too many cons to have post-con depression. It's not developing. Also, I'm a rather positive kitty, so I don't get depressed easily.
Well, it's going to be one exhausted kitty.
I was going to say, Kitty's going to be on his last life at the end of this year.
But we'll see.
I haven't been feeling it as bad this year because I know number one, it's going to be happening again next year, which is a good thing. I'm also planning more conventions like you, and I'm eagerly awaiting the completion of my fursuit.
I mean, this whole crazy con schedule, it's not going to be consistent. I'm just doing it for this year. I'm not going to do it for next year.
That's what they all say.
I mean, I might be moving to Washington, so that's, you know, I can't. What's wrong with Washington? Hey, it's got rain. I love rain. Rain's my favorite noise.
Rain and trees. That's it.
What's wrong with trees?
Washington.
They're wonderful. All my finest memories of my childhood are in Washington. New York, I'm just like, the more you live here, the more people start to get to you, you know. I just always feel like every room I'm in, that if I was to die right there, nobody would care. They'd like walk over my body. That's just the feeling I get anytime I'm anywhere in New York City, and I'm just kind of, I feel like I'm just a commodity.
That's actually ironic that you mentioned about that, because it has happened a few times.
Yeah, I don't think that's so ironic then, is it?
Well, that you mentioned about it, and if you were not aware of it, then it was.
I mean, we've seen examples of that in Beijing, China, and I think it's just, if you have a really giant city, people don't see each other as people, they see each other as numbers.
Why don't you move somewhere different? Because the way I see it is, if you went, I mean, this is just my opinion, I'm not an expert in travel by any means, but from what I understand, traveling across the country is more difficult when you're on the West Coast as opposed to the East Coast, because there's more infrastructure on the East Coast, because once you get so far out west, it just turns into hills and dirt and nothing. And then, oh, hey, there's the West Coast. Like, I've had family, very distant family, live in California, and they were there for about 2 years, and then they were like, okay, let's move back to the East Coast. That's just my opinion. I think I'm just thinking that it wouldn't turn out very well on the West Coast.
I've lived on the West Coast most of my life, so I'm not too scared of it. Post-con depression, I mean, the thing is, most people in the fandom, they don't go to any cons, but of the ones that do, they only go once a year, and that's a long year, you know, if you have a lot of fun with a lot of friends, and suddenly, oh, I'm on a moon! Yeah.
That was I only went to one last year, and I've tried to go to two this year, Fernal Equinox and AnthroCon. Fernal Equinox, of course, didn't work out, but I'm hoping by next year I will have Fernal Equinox under my belt.
Oh, mer.
And Fernal Equinox and MFF coming up this December. Yeah. I am very, annoyed that the rooms are already sold out. But hey, somebody could drop out.
Yeah, it could happen. And hey, you know, the snow's pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the cold. I hate the heat. It was about 87 today, and I was stroking in the parking lot where I work.
Yeah, it's pretty muggy here in New York City. It's New York City. Its weather is not kind, you know.
Yeah. But muggy in New York City, you have to consider all that freaking smog too.
Yeah. Anything else we're missing with post-con depression?
I don't think so. I think we pretty much hit everything.
All right, so we've gone through all the topics, but Moonzy, you did want to talk about some particular topic before. So what topic is that?
It's called Jade Helm 15.
All right, tell us about this topic. Jade something 15.
Jade Helm 15. It's a government a military exercise going out through the United States where they're trying to take people's guns and rights away. And that's why the internet's been so fucked up, because it's run by an AI system.
All right, so basically you're telling us you have some sort of conspiracy theory.
It's not conspiracy, it's actually fact now.
All right, so you said Jade Helm what?
Jade Helm 15. I'll leave you a link for the military documents.
All right, so it says right here in the news, it's a controversial military exercise. It says it is an 8-week special operation that divides parts of the U.S. into hostile and friendly and neutral territories. The exercise secrecy and scope have conspiracy theorists worried of a military takeover. Southwest United States will pay a host of activities, and they'll say one thing is hostile, one thing is friendly, and just do some military training thing.
They're going out to Texas the most.
Well, here's the thing about military. Oh yeah, here it is. Controversy and paranoia have surrounded the operation for a month, mainly on the internet. Yeah, some think Obama are going to take over Texas. Woohoo! Conspiracy theories abroad. But let's really look at the intent. Let's look at the intent of this. The intent is it's a military exercise. So they are trying to make the military better, you know, by doing this exercise. Because if they're prepared for something crazy, then once something crazy comes up, they're going to be like, yeah, we had that military exercise. We are a bit more prepared for it. So no, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
There's a new thing that just came out about it. They took out most of the command and control structure and replaced it with an AI system.
All right.
Okay, wait, what?
They said they took out most of the command and control structure with this AI system. That's why it's called Jade Helm 2.0.
I would like for everybody to very much take notice to the plight of those with schizophrenia. They are a real population. We should respect them and to understand that they are amongst all of us. All right, let's get to the guest interview. This might be, unless we wanted to, do we have anything else to say about the topics that we haven't already discussed?
I just thought to go ahead and say that after you mentioning about those recordings with the cons and whatnot, I actually didn't notice until now, but it's actually quite interesting that you will actually see different types of video cameras, recordings, and all of that, but very few posts on websites. Try not to go ahead and get too skittish with yourselves.
All right, so let's get to the special guest interview. Now, I was a little afraid I might have some people having issues with me interviewing this guy, codename Moonzy for now. But I felt as though, hey, you know, this podcast is about interviewing people who have something to say or just have done something that have made some sort of effect, whether it's a good or negative effect. And I feel like you might be a person to interview about that. So I'm going to reveal the identity of who Moonzy is. Moonzy is Ryan Hill. Kax the DogRam. What do you remember about Ryan Hill?
Never heard of him.
Well, I've only been in the fandom for so long, but from what I've understood, he's basically a, for lack of better words, a threat. No offense, don't bomb me, but I've heard things like he has conspired to not only attack multiple conventions, but he has people conspiring with him to attack the convention. I mean, again, like I said, I'm not 100% up to date on my information, but that's what I've heard associated with that name.
Yeah, it's there's quite a lot going around. He's made quite a buzz, not a positive buzz. Very infamous.
I think one of the last things that I've actually heard was that him posting a picture of guns, and it had like a geostamp on it, and it was I'm not exactly sure where, but that led to somebody getting detained at FWA.
BLFC, you mean BLFC?
BLFC, I'm sorry.
So that's what if we had more people in the chat, we would have a lot of people. A
lot of gasps.
So yeah, a lot of gasps because he's really made a stir in the fandom. From what I've heard personally, he was responsible for a bomb threat at AnthroCon, for a gun threat at Biggest Little Fur Con. Let me finish for a second. He took responsibility, from what I heard, he took responsibility for the Midwest Furfest chlorine bombing. He also is apparently notorious for teasing dead furries like Lemonade Coyote and other furries who have died in various car accidents online. So he either has a lot to explain or just I don't know. I just want to know what's going on in his mind. So Ryan Hill, I'm going to call you that. Ryan Hill, what do you have to say for yourself?
It wasn't all my fault. Most of it was done by a Scrat.
All right, so you say this was mostly done by Scrat, which is hard to believe, mainly because Scrat, I believe he lives in Illinois, and we're talking about BLFC, which is in Nevada, and that's kind of far away. And I know Scrat didn't attend BLFC. He doesn't attend that many cons lately. But you're saying that he's responsible for just about everything,
except for the BLFC. I went there, but I had no gun. That was taken at my house.
So how come there was a geostamp thing? Like, there's just a lot of questions we have for you, because I don't know. My phone was fucked up that one time. It gave weird locations. So your phone was fucked up and gave weird locations, but I don't know. We've seen quite a few screen caps of what things you've said in the past that have really shooken up a lot of people.
I do vividly remember a bomb threat at AnthroCon 14.
And so your story is that you're not responsible for it. It is all Scrat.
Yes, most of it, except for the BFFC.
So if I'm hearing you right, you're saying that he is doing this, but he's claiming it under your name, like he says, "Oh, I'm Ryan Hill," but he's really Scrat. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. He's done that before.
Okay, do you have proof?
No.
Because I'm an agnostic type of guy. If I don't have proof, I really do not believe it.
Yeah. I think I asked him about it before, and he claimed that he had proof of something else, and then he turned it into the police office, which is it's so far-fetched, almost impossible to believe. Hey, you have the floor. You have a chance to defend yourself or not defend yourself, but your actions have really brought up a lot of questions, like just motivations, like why would you take a picture of yourself with guns? And that
was a pellet gun from 1959. That was my grandfather's. It wasn't real. It was just a pellet gun.
Okay, I think I understood him saying that it was a pellet gun from 1959 and that it was his grandfather's.
Okay, and you took a picture of it at home, and how come you got almost 3,000 attendees hearing about how you are trying to threaten the con? Like, where did that come from?
That's from Scrat, probably.
So you say that's all from Scrat. So this is all a big Scrat thing. This is all... I mean, I know that for sure Scrat, he is very easy to demonize because I believe he has a very big ego, and that, a lot of people don't like ego, but hey, it's his choice. But does he really go this far to try to frame people, and why would he frame people?
Specifically, why would he frame you?
Good stuff. If you look on Facebook, there's a page that shows everybody's deals with Scrat.
And somebody posted up some sort of proof that you claimed to have done the chlorine bombing. And is that also something that you want to blame Scrat on?
That wasn't me or Scrat. No one knows who that was.
All right, now do you have any proof that it was Scrat?
No, I didn't say that one was Scrat.
Well, do you have any proof that it wasn't you or Scrat?
No, I know it because the FBI came and checked me out, and they said it wasn't me.
All right, what did the FBI do? Because I mean, at this point, we're having problems just trusting in what you're saying is true, because everything that you've said so far, you've been unable to back up with any facts or any proof. So we just trying to take your word for it is a bit difficult, because I mean, we've seen so many screenshots of you sending threats to various cons. It's very... We're getting kind of a two-sided type thing. Like we're getting one Ryan Hill, and then we're getting another Ryan Hill right here.
Something off.
I could care less what they say. What?
Can you Mom, clarify that the FBI said I didn't do anything at the convention at the chlorine one?
Yeah, the FBI came to his house, searched his house and everything, and there was no evidence of anything. It was just a bogus threat that Ryan made.
Now, who is talking right now? Because I mean, that's your mother. Well, here's the thing. There is a absolutely overwhelming amount of people online saying that he is responsible for bomb threats. Just not bomb threats, but just massive loads of threats, cons all over the place. And there appears to be zero effort on his part to try to quell it. Like, from what I've heard is he has been, and I mean, especially with me, he's been going on a trolling campaign, sending pictures of scat porn. Like, for me, he's been sending a picture of scat porn to me every single day. And I question what's... I'm sorry?
Who do you represent?
Who do I represent?
The furry fandom.
I don't represent anybody. I am simply trying to get answers, and there's not enough answers out there. Like, I really want to get answers from Ryan himself, answering what is going on.
Neutral. This isn't an investigation.
I'm trying to be neutral. I'm trying to be as neutral as humanly possible.
I say it was mostly Scrat's fault. Who's Scrat? That Killing Cray that was fucking with you too.
Yeah, I don't know. When all that was going on, it was Killian Cray, and he was making threats this way, and Ryan was making threats the other way. And that guy started calling me, and I said, hey, whatever you guys do on the internet, that's up to you. I have no way of knowing what Ryan's doing. But if there's any threats, the FBI actually was contacted. The one through Chicago came over here and there was nothing. And then there was something else when somebody else made a threat that the FBI came back to Ryan and checked out whatever. And no, Ryan hadn't done it. And so, yeah, he's probably a troll and says shit on the internet. But I think all you guys do that at some point with each other.
I don't threaten others with bombs.
Okay, I was contacted twice by the FBI as Ryan's alibi that he wasn't in Chicago. I said Ryan has no way of getting to Chicago, or no way. And the second time, I forget where it was, is when they had somebody really get hurt with chlorine gas or some shit at some other one. And again, so I said, when something happens now, every time they're going to come back to Ryan. And the guy and the FBI said, yeah, for right now, it's not only Ryan, but there's a bunch of other people that are doing it too. So he said,
I wish I had it in front of me right now, but I swear that in the past I've seen screenshots of private conversations that Ryan Hill has had with other people on Skype, on Facebook, and that have claimed these things, that have claimed responsibility for these threats. And I know he's told me that they're all scrat, but I question what's the source of this, and if somebody is framing him, what is their motivation?
No, I don't think anybody's framing him to do that. Ryan's smarter than that. There's no one going to frame him and tell him what to say or do. I can assure you of that. But I think by doing that, what Ryan does, it's a way of him getting attention, honestly. Whether it's negative attention or not, that's looking for attention.
I want to bring a new name into this. So one of the people who probably is most responsible for the campaigning of trying to get him out of BLFC is somebody named Kyle. I don't know if you've heard of this person.
No.
You have not heard of this person. Well, this person is the one who's mainly responsible for it. Basically, he appears to be a pretty well-adjusted person. It's just like he had a lot of screenshots, a lot of what he considered to be evidence. I wish I had it in front of me, but I don't. Like, they're very old posts, and he,
No, I agree with you. I don't understand for a group or a community that he so much likes why he makes threats to you guys, and I mean that's beyond my realm. Or the jury, then let us know where we need to go. Other than that, I mean, whatever.
I feel bad. I'm talking to you and I haven't introduced myself. My name is Khord Kitty. Hi. That is my online.
My mom is done, she said.
Oh, she's done?
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
All right.
She was quit.
All right, so yeah. Well, what I was going to say is if you want to know about the rumors that I'm speaking of, or non-rumors, like I'm still trying to clear it up, if you look up on Twitter and look up Ryan Hill, BLFC, here's the latest post. Somebody said Ryan Hill is the one who did the chlorine attack at MFF. And then another person...
That's not true. I was involved with the FBI when that happened. That is not true. Okay? Yeah. And the first threat was in Chicago, and that is also not true. Okay? Both of those incidents were the FBI was involved. They contacted Ryan. They searched his house. They contacted me, and there was no way that Ryan did that. Those two, I can assure you. What he says on the internet and what have you, I have no idea. I don't see what he's on or what he's doing. He's an adult. But as far as those two incidents, he was no way involved in either one of those. And that Killian Craig came on my Facebook. How he got my name, I have no idea, and was harassing me on Facebook. And it was like, who are you? What are you talking about? And
weird.
Weird.
That's very weird, because Killian Craig, he's got some issues, but I didn't know he would go to that extent and try to contact you.
He was on my Facebook saying, is your son Ryan Hill, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, first of all, who are you? And second of all, how'd you get my name? Which I'm sure Mr. Big Mouth here gave my name. Okay, well, anyway, so he was hassling me one night on Facebook, and I blocked him. I said, hey, you know what? I don't know what you guys do between each other. If you want to get on the internet and who knows who says what, but, don't harass me about it. He is my son, but he's responsible for what he does. and the incidents with the shit going on, him blowing up the place, and then after that there was the chlorine one and all this. No, he was not involved in any of it. Okay, and I have the name of the freaking detective. Okay, which he wouldn't talk to you anyway, but he told me anytime that anything comes up with any FurCon convention, Ryan will be contacted.
Well, that's a clue that I'm on the fly list.
Yeah, so like I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, there's so many questions just surrounding what is going on, like what is really going on with him. One big question I have is like, I know you don't. He's an adult. He has his own privacy, but I will tell you that he has been trying to troll me with messages of scat porn and just basically, from what I've heard, been harassing other people, and it sounds like that's probably true.
No, I would believe you. I wouldn't deny that Ryan's not doing that. I mean, I would believe that, but as far as actually viciously doing something to the furries, no. If he's making threats and trolling and all that crap, yeah, he's doing it. I can assure you he is, for a fact.
Yeah, well, so, hopefully, I'm
not going to make excuses for him for that, because like I said, everybody, all you guys are on the internet, and who knows what anybody's doing. Hopefully it's not mean stuff, but from what it sounds like, it is back and forth with trolling or whatever you guys call it and all this crap. So, but I mean, as far as actually following through on some threat or something he said on the internet, that none of that is true. So you guys can take it from there as far as who says what and what people are making fun of each other or whatever. Anyways, here's Ryan back.
All right. Well, it's good you have some mediator to try to defend you, because at this point you have no defense online, and you haven't been putting up any defense online, and there's a huge population of people who are saying that you are responsible for the AnthroCon bomb threat, for the BLSC gun threat, and I just question, well, why haven't you made any effort to defend yourself if they're not true? I mean, this whole thing about it being scrat, okay, that's fine and all, but how come you haven't said that to anyone anywhere at any time?
I'm on a radio show right now.
Radio show?
Oh, no, no, it's just a podcast we posted online.
It's basically a radio show.
Yeah. It's furry informal radio, but most importantly, I want to get to the bottom of this, what's really going on behind the scenes. Ryan, you know what you've been doing. You've been sending me scat porn every day, and you've been doing it to lots of furries to try to get some sort of laugh. And I question why would you do that if you're trying to make sure that people trust you enough to trust you enough to know that you are not responsible for these bomb threats. That's not a great way to build trust.
Because I'm not responsible for it.
And actually, I'll say something that in a weird way that may not be the proper way. Ryan has very limited friends, and that's how I think what he does to try and get attention, like I told you.
That would make perfect sense.
It was always hard for me to make friends.
Now, is this a way to make friends? Because the thing is, the furry fandom it's known for taking people who don't have a lot of friends and giving them a place to go. I mean, they're the last people you'd want to tease.
I can attest to that, actually. Growing up, I was in a similar situation. I really didn't have any friends growing up. And whenever I discovered the fandom, I actually started reaching out more, per se, and gaining new friendships to the fandom. But I must say I didn't use harassing images to do so.
Let me ask this. Somewhere in the furry fandom, there's got to be something about whatever scat and all that crap. So he's gotten into the part of the furries that are just the same as that, although they may not harass people on the internet and stuff. He's gotten so far into the furry fandom, I have no idea what he's looking at as far as the vulgar shit that he's looking at that's posted. Maybe not by you guys, but deeper in with all these fetishes and all this stuff, he's seen that now, and that's what he's, thinks he's gonna show everybody to, try and make friends, I guess.
I don't want to be rude in asking this question, but does he have any disorders or anything that he's been growing up with that made it difficult?
Diagnoses.
Yes. Hello. Yes. Ryan's 21, okay, and he's mentally delayed. Okay, and Ryan does live on his own, but he gets assistance with taking care of his financial matters and things like that. But yeah, no, I mean, in my opinion, to be a furry, you got to have some type of mental disorder or something where, you know, things aren't right, whether you don't have friends or, you know, it excites you or the sexual part or whatever. So...
I'll clear it up for you a second. Furries don't necessarily have to have a disorder or problems with friends. They're just people who like animal people. It's as simple as that. You know, it's not complex.
No. I can assure you, and the people that I've seen, because I went to a FurCon,
right?
Throughout when he started into this stuff, yeah. I mean, come on, in the whole thousands or however many is in your group, you mean to tell me some of them don't have a little bit of a mental problem?
Oh no, yes. We're not saying that some of them don't have a little bit of mental problem. I'm saying that you don't have to have one to be a furry.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Exactly. No.
Yeah.
No, and I've seen some of them that are, you know, I mean, like reputable artists and scientists, and you know, being Ryan's mom, I kind of click my brain and say, well, what is behind this? And, you know, what Ryan explains to me is the part of friendships. You know, now he has this one guy he's known since he went to his first FurCon. But, you know, with what Ryan says on the internet, that guy ain't too happy with him either.
Well, so, I mean, all he has to do is make a little bit of an effort to defend himself, because so far, I believe this one podcast is the only defense he's ever tried to make publicly to clear his name.
I tried multiple times, and that didn't work, so I gave up.
Yeah, well, and he needs to stop posting what he posts on the internet.
Okay, Mom, go drink your prune juice.
Well, no, I'm glad that your mom came in, because she's kind of giving us...
She's the voice of truth in this situation.
Yeah, she's really giving us a very even-handed, very good, just a very good middleman type of argument that we could all really digest. What you've been saying about, it's all Scrat, it's all Scrat, it's all Scrat. It's hard to believe, because Scrat is just a weird, eccentric...
I'm not saying everybody in the furries is into the scat or Scrat or whatever you want to call it, yeah. But I can assure you, because I've seen his phone and his iPad and stuff many moons ago, and he was corresponding with people that were doing the same thing and were excited about the same stuff that he's apparently into, which I don't condone, but he was talking to people about the same stuff, and they were furries. Now, again, that may be a limited amount in the group, and it may not be broadcast in the group, but, I mean, deep down, back in the...
deepest part of the internet.
Not the deepest part of the internet, the deepest part of...
the fandom?
And the fandom, there is some of that. And again, it may be 1% of the people, but that's the 1% of the people that he connected with, because he's now involved with that shit.
But I think... But most importantly, we could get to the point that you're saying Ryan Hill is as harmless as a bee. He's just got some delays, so he might have some problems with communication. But just like with a lot of furries, he, although he has issues communicating, he also wants friends. He wants to be accepted, just like all of us, and he just has his own way of doing it.
Yeah, I have one friend, who's the older man, but he's like in his 60s, though. Yeah, I mean, come on. But he understands me. He has it too. So he got me chocolate bars. I don't know if I really need those.
But I still, Ryan, you haven't answered my question yet. Why are you sending me scat pictures daily?
Because I want to be your friend.
You want to be my friend by doing that. Now, how would that make me your friend exactly? I'm just really curious to know.
That's all I knew when I first started the fandom.
That's what you did when you first started in the fandom? You were sending people scat pictures?
That's all I knew. That's what I was looking at through the fandom.
So you were looking at scat pictures through the fandom, so you think sending scat pictures to me is a way to make friends?
Yeah, that's what I know.
Have you tried broadening your horizons? I mean, what I mean by that is there's a lot more to the fandom than just that scat picture.
I'm trying to try.
I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of people who get uncomfortable when they see that, and that might really delay your friendships.
I can attest. I am very uncomfortable with it.
And, my first impression of you is that you were a troll, and you're simply trying to send those out because you want to make people uncomfortable, because that's just what a troll does. But now you genuinely think that sending pictures of somebody pooping is a way to strengthen a friendship. Well, I mean, I remember the last conversation we had yesterday, you said you didn't know what F-list was, and I was telling you F-list is a perfect place for you. It has particular...
That's where you can meet people that actually like that.
Yes. There's a very select few that actually like that weird little fetish, and they're on F-list, and they're open about it, and they say it like it is, and you could contact them, and you could find people who actually are okay with that. This might be a little strange, but there's a place called babyfur.me, and if there are any people who are into scat, they would probably be on babyfur.me. And, get them on the road to making friends in just a better way, because, again, Ryan, I keep trying to tell you this, sending people pictures of scat porn is gonna make you lose friends real fast, and you're gonna make a lot of enemies, and it's gonna hurt your chances of being able to connect with others. So you really have to stop that today.
Okay.
Thank you for listening. You could find people who are actually into scat. Again, like, I know maybe at first I might have demonized you, but it's because I don't understand you, and I want to understand you, and I want everyone.
We had no idea about anything about you. I want
everybody to understand what's going on in your head, because that is something that is kind of scaring people a lot. People are really scared for their lives.
My mom wants to say something.
Oh, and the other thing I just wanted to say is when I was informed by the FBI that Ryan had made those threats, I asked that he be arrested. And they said they could not arrest him because he didn't do anything wrong. I said, excuse me? There's many other people that have made threats like that or similar to that on the internet that were arrested. And they said, we can't arrest him. And I wanted him arrested so that maybe that would be something that knocked in his brain that, no, you don't do this kind of stuff.
Probably because of my mental state.
I don't know. Anyways, I just wanted to say I asked that he be arrested at the time.
Well,
I don't want him getting away with that stuff either. That's wrong, and I tell him that all the time. Yep. If you want friends, that's not how you treat people.
Well, Miss Ryan Hill, I'll just call you that for now, but thank you for your participation in the podcast. I think you really helped us come to a better understanding of who Ryan Hill is.
Yes. She said thank you.
All right, great. Let's wrap up this episode, unless, Ryan, do you have anything to say to the furry fandom? Because it sounds like instead of trying to troll or bomb or threaten the fandom, you really genuinely want to make friendships.
Yeah, this is your one chance. This is a chance to actually speak to the community.
Well, speak to them now, because they're listening. There's probably going to be a lot of people who are listening to this, because a lot of people are afraid of you, and they want to know what is going on. So just communicate from the heart. What do you want to say to the furry fandom?
I just want to say whatever I did that made him do that, I'm sorry. I literally am sorry.
All right.
And maybe we can do another episode with me on it sometime too. Again, so we can like a part 2, because I have a lot more to say.
I'd be okay with doing that. We're very, very open-minded here. We don't convict you and then sentence you without all the evidence first. So we want to know all the facts, and we want to get it out on the floor. Let the truth set you free.
Yes.
All right. Well, now we all know a very different side of Ryan Hill that we did not know before, and it just didn't turn out as disastrously as I thought it was, because I thought you were a troll, but you're not a troll apparently. Huh. That's a revelation. Well, great, because trolls are bad, but you're okay. But no, good. Yeah, I'm okay with having you for another episode. We're gonna have another episode next month. I know a lot of people are trying to get you banned from every FurCon in the world, and honestly, by the sound of it, you need help, and I kind of feel a bit more sorry for you, and I hope you could get that help.
yeah, I will.
Well, we're just trying to figure you out, Ryan, and get to the bottom of things. But thank you for the interview. Thank you for joining us.
Thank God you came on the right time, Mom.
Yeah, so...
I'd also like to extend a thank you to Miss Ryan Hill for her contributions.
Yes, very, very important. It really brought a more human side to Moonzy to be. So yeah, thank you everybody for joining us. Special guest Ryan Hill, Kax, DJ Arkwolf, Horn Dog, who unfortunately is getting electrocuted right now by a giant thunderstorm, and he can't be with us right now. But thank you everybody for joining this very, very strange episode of First Greatest Podcast in the World. I will be on a very long break because I have 3 Furry cons in a row. Thank you all for joining us, and I will see you in about 5 weeks. We're going to try to make our next guest Ronnie.
Tien Long,
whatever.
Tien.
Sorry, it's my American accent. All right, thank you everyone for joining us.
Just as American as you.
Thank you everyone. No, he's Canadian. You just derped up. All right, thank you everyone for joining us, and I'll see you later, guys.